Welcome back, one and all. My name is Eltimar, and we are going to be continuing our Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity. Where we left off last time, we were just doing some stuff in Cadnois, and now we're going back to Stalwart to find the the soon-to-be corpse, possibly, of a dwarf, so that we can enter the battery using its code phrase. We're just loading in now, so that's all good. I do want to talk about something sort of a little bit that's been on my mind today. I've been following this Fine Brothers thing that's been going on, and I don't really like to get into this kind of stuff on my channel just because first we're going to talk to Ishta.
Oh, it's working! Yes! I can't believe it! It's really... Oh.
The dwarven woman looks at you, disappointed expression on her face. In her hands is a large rectangular box covered in strange dials and symbols. I get that reaction a lot.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be so rude. I'm Ishta. I heard we have you to thank for clearing out the ogres. I'm glad Stalwart survived. It would have been a disappointing trip up here otherwise.
What's that device?
My ore locating divination tool. Well, that's what it will be. I have to calibrate it. Right now it seems to think you're a copper deposit.
It's not entirely untrue. We have a lot of copper with us.
My animancer contacts did suggest that a particular strong soul essence might interfere. I'm more interested in minerals in any case.
She studies me. And how does it work? Actually, what are you looking for?
I'm trying to recreate the instruments that first led the Pargrim dwarves to this mountain. This is my latest prototype.
She holds up the metallic box.
Centuries ago, dwarves carrying tools just like this one followed their readings to what is now the battery. If I can recreate their work, then I may be able to find ore deposits elsewhere.
Maybe.
I was hoping to test it, but my arrival was delayed by word of the ogre attack. I haven't been able to find anyone to venture up the mountain since.
I'll do it if you pay me.
Oh, of course! A real field test is worth the investment. I just have to adjust the device.
Her hands move swiftly over the box, adjusting knobs and dials.
It should point you toward metal deposits. We already know the battery rests on some rich veins, but I was hoping to get a reading of the surrounding mountainside.
Okay.
If you can follow the readings to ore and bring back a sample, I can use it to refine the device.
Okay.
Thanks ever so much for this.
You're welcome. 1 second. Let's lay some truth on this thing. Let's turn down the master of the music a little bit and the effects just a little bit. Leave the voice up high so we can hear it better. Is there like an apply button? There's, yes, save my changes. The music is a little loud compared to the voices of the people, so that'll help. So when watching this Fine Brothers thing passively, because it doesn't really affect me, but it could. For example, I don't know if you guys know this, but Sony tried to trademark the term Let's Play, which failed. But
Feels
under
like it's
this,
hardly worth putting the huts back up.
yeah, it does. Anyways,
Better than standing out here shivering.
you know, we're finding no dwarves. This is kind of hard. But the Fine Brothers are trying to trademark the word react, and I just think the ability to trademark a single word is really stupid. Can you imagine if someone trademarked the word, I don't know, stronghold, or fortress, defense even? Could you imagine all the tower defense games that would be screwed? I think it's really, really stupid, personally. And I don't approve of it. Not that anyone's gonna pay attention to what I have to say, but I really don't think basic words should be able to be trademarked ever. You reach into the barrel and find a bracelet. A thick aura of essence clings to it, fresh with memory. You feel yourself drawn into it. In the memory, you stride into the fishery. The floors are swept clean, but the wood is still splotched with snowmelt and fish guts. A man hunkers in the corner, his head nodding forward as if in sleep. He looks up drowsily as you approach. It's grinned. His face is youthful but sallow, and his hair hangs in stringy locks. You feel a pang of anger and pity at your brother's debauchery.
Arda.
His voice is a little more than a croak.
It's past midnight.
Your throat feels tight. Grind wipes at his nose, then examines the mingled blood and powder on the back of his hand. He shrugs. Your fingers clench around the coarse, thick fabric, your father's best wool cloak tucked under your arm.
Go! To raid Ceres, or Defiance Bay, or fucking Air Glonfoth. I don't care!
You hurl it at the ingrate huddled on the floor. He picks up the cloak and looks at it with the same sort of dull wonder. He wipes his nose on the lining. A sudden rush of fury leaves your limbs weak and raw.
I'll tell them. Mayor Sina healed. The neighbors, everyone.
You force the words through your teeth.
About what?
He mumbles, churning his words from a morass of snot and saliva.
The stealing. You think I haven't noticed the money missing from the fishery coffers? Or heard Tana talk about losing a golden duke?
You whisper, afraid even now that someone will overhear you and the words scorch your throat.
You can't be found when there's work to do, but every time those merchant wagons roll into town, you've got coin enough for a few bags of ripple sponge.
No, it's not.
Grind blinks back at you. He rubs his red-rimmed eyes. Your own grow warm and blurry.
Stalwart tolerates your sponge habit, but they won't abide your thieving.
You touch your bracelet, a gift from your mother, plucking at the beads.
You won't.
He rises, steadier on his feet than you would have thought.
I will.
You stride towards him. I wouldn't have shamed mother and father while they were living, but I won't let this keep up. Your anger swallows the last of your pity, anger at him for putting you in this position, for doubting your resolve, for failing to see. You're close enough to smell the stale, sour breath when he pushes you. You fall, watching his widening eyes, and the ceiling spinning into your vision. Isn't this just like him? Grinned with his fool tantrums, never thinking of anybody but himself, and now you're going to be nursing a headache for a week. Just goes to show you can't help some people. But you remember him too, your baby brother, running through the snow, slipping, falling on ice, and you're slipping, falling. There's a table behind you, but it shouldn't. The memory ends abruptly, jolting you back into the present with your heart hammering and your palms sweating. The fishery door creaks open, and in walks Grin, staring at you, and the bracelet in surprise and outrage. His face drains of color.
You take shelter in our village and then ransack it like a common thief? You'd better explain yourself.
His voice shakes, as do his wide, squared shoulders. Galvino told me you were a ripple sponge addict. Seems you're much more than that.
Any who put stock in the ravings of that bitter old fool deserve all the trouble they get.
His face flushes crimson. He raises his voice, half turning to the guard with him. You killed your sister, Arda, right here in this room. He opens his mouth to reply, but the words catch in his throat. The guard next to him stares at the bracelet, recognition turning to horror.
It was an accident. I was a failure and a wretch then. But I never would have killed anyone. Least of all my own kin.
He turns his gaze down, offering his apology to his own clenched fists. How can you expect me to believe something like that?
I gave her body to the lake. But I kept her bracelet. To remember the cost of my own weakness.
He loosens his hands and stares at the emptiness in his leathery palms.
I ain't asking for forgiveness. I know I don't deserve any. My penance is my work on behalf of the village. And they need it, truly. I know you've got powerful ideas about right and wrong. I'm asking you to let me go. For Stalwart's sake, not mine. Let me do the work Arda would have done. That's my debt to Stalwart. And the only fitting way to honor my sister.
He looks up at you, his eyes bright and clear. That's not for you to decide. You owe it to Arda and to Stalwart to tell the truth about her death.
Kept thinking I could get by this way. But I guess you're right. It's time they knew the truth about me.
He turns to leave, looking back at the fishery one last time, and sighs heavily. Hey, we got some taxes. We could have killed him easily. But now there's no one around to see me steal. Ugh. Ugh, never mind. I'll skip out on the 50 copper worth of common items. Alright. We still haven't found a soul, damn it. Well, I mean, we found one. We found that one villager, but... Hey, you, are you a person? Nope. I can't believe Grin left us, of all people. I was sure he'd never go. Well, he has to atone for his own shittiness. Hey, you know who might be a person that we could talk to? Rayfeld.
Hey there.
Read your soul. The snowy paths peel away and the brisk air gives way to the acrid stench of smoke. A dark cloud billows up from the remnants of a burning house at the far edge of a rocky field. You are low to the ground, held in place, and above you the wind tugs embers back and forth like firebugs. The vision in your left eye...
brave now, are you?
The vision in your left eye is clouded, such that the figure standing over you is a collection of rough smears of black cast in silhouette by the fire. A dark shape swings towards your face, and the subsequent burst of agony jars you out of the memory and back into your own skin.
What? Did I spill something on myself?
Rayfall looks down at his clothing. Dude's had a rough time of it. There might be one more person we can talk to in this place. So let's go check. There's also the basement. There's people down there. Let's go see if any of them are up for a soul turning time. Are you a person? Nope. How about you? Nope. Wait, we're going this way. This is the way we are going to go. I mean, if we have to go turn that one person, so be it, but... I mean, I have no strong attachment to her, but I did that one. I think I did her last time, so... I just want to see if there's anybody else. Ooh, a Winnamite.
Yeah?
Hi, Winna.
Something I can do for you? Halfrick's got me straightening the rooms, but I'll help you if I can.
Read your soul. You feel for a Winna's essence and almost instantly find yourself wrapped in darkness. It takes you a moment to realize you've plunged into a very old memory. But as your eyes adjust to the torchlight, you find yourself standing in a gloomy tunnel that you instinctively recognize as part of Durgan's battery. A handful of figures in patchy cloaks and hoods, dwarves like you, hunch over a minecart. They're loading it with cloth-wrapped bundles, from which you can see the occasional flash of metal, the edge of a blade, or the burnished glow of plate. The other dwarves scurry with a curious mixture of haste and caution. They stack the bundles in the din of muted clangs and thumps, following the echoes of their own ruckus down the tunnel with nervous eyes.
Pay attention. Sooner we get this done, sooner we can go.
Your voice is a dry whisper, and your nerves tingle with energy. You feel the same apprehension that the others do, but unlike them, you relish it. Still, you look over your shoulder, just in case.
We're hurrying, Captain Gregor. Honest.
One of the men addresses you. When you turn back, the others have redoubled their efforts, and you feel a pleasurable twist in your gut as they fill the cart. Being the captain of the guard doesn't pay much, but it does allow you to visit the armory without raising eyebrows, and with Coinmaster Zoltan selling off half of the battery's arsenal, who's going to notice a few more missing pieces? Besides, you got a buyer lined up as soon as you can move these goods out of the battery before someone squeals. You pull back from the memory only to find Owena staring at you.
Sir? Excuse me, sir. You all right?
Her head is cocked and her brow is furrowed. Awaken, Gregor, and remember your theft from the armory.
Who? I don't...
Her face goes slack, and she looks for a second as if she's fallen asleep, but her eyelids flutter, and after several seconds they open to slits.
Thief? I'm the captain of the guard. Best be careful where you sling an accusation like that.
Her words are slow and calculated. Relax, Gregor. I was hoping we could work together.
We're of one mind, then. However, I like to see offers on the table before I deal. What would you give me?
She smiles. The deal is this. You'll tell me what I want to know, and I won't break your neck. Her hand reaches for the weapon at her side. Only then does she seem to realize that there's nothing there. Something ripples across her face as the two consciousnesses, Gregor and Owena, shift around one another, like two people squeezing through the same door.
You have me at a loss. And yet, this is not a loss entirely.
Finally, she chuckles. She looks herself over, holding out her arms and feeling the fabric of her clothing. I need to reach Durgan's battery, the Cantic, please.
Hammers of Durgan, ring loud. May the anvil's deep music resound. Walls of the battery safeguard our works from marauder and wilder alike. Abidon's faithful travail by the forge, and the fires that brighten the ore.
She rolls her eyes. Right, I need to remember this. Why don't I ever have anything to write stuff down with? Alright, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna pull up a notepad. Oh, I can't read with it open like that. That's annoying. Okay, there we go. Hammers of Durgan, ring loud, anvil, deep music. Walls of battery, safeguard works from marauder and wilder. Abidon's faithful travail by the forge, and the fires brighten the ore. Good enough. Alright, I'm sure that'll suffice.
If anyone asks, you didn't hear it from me.
Owena doubles over, sneezing hard enough to... Oh. Owena doubles over, sneezing hard enough to scatter dust across the floor. She looks back at you, wiping her watering eyes.
Beg your pardon for going on so. I got carried away and...
She stops, blinking.
What was that I said? About hammers and fires and...
Her eyes grow wide and round. You're awakened. You share the soul of a guard captain from Durgan's battery.
You must be joking. How could that happen?
I awakened you. I needed information about the battery.
I can't be awakened. That means
She takes a step back, covering her mouth with her hands.
Andres Tides. I'm stuck with him.
Her body goes rigid, every muscle tensing. She stands there, frozen in shock, until a sly look warms her eyes. The thought creeps down her shoulders and torso, until at last she speaks again. Her voice is smooth as oil.
It's not all bad, Owena. Way I see it, you and me can make some deals. To our mutual benefit.
She cranes her neck, taking in the dark room.
Deals? What do you want from me?
Her voice trembles.
For you, not from you. I'm thinking it's time we got a raise.
Gregor chuckles.
I don't know about that. Havrick's a bit of a miser, he is.
Owena's anxious frown replaces Gregor's confident smirk.
Don't you worry about Havrick. I've got something else in mind.
Owena falls into a look of deep contemplation as she and Gregor continue in silent conference. Thank you, I just needed the key to the place. We'll take a quick rest, and then we'll head over there. Oh. At the southeastern edge of Glenfath, the isolated town of Ariana's Tears sits on the northern shore of the Lake of Drowned Tombs. Lately, a strange phenomenon has turned the lake's clear waters black. Stranger still, the town's stony tombs have been broken open from the inside, the skeletal occupants slowly marching to the water's edge and into the depths. After several nights of waiting, Lauren the Feisty finally discovered the origin of the lake's black waters. The Shengua of a witch who had settled in Ariana's Tears over a century ago. Locals had accidentally plowed up her burial plot. Her remains had slid into the lake during a fierce storm. The spirit, previously content to haunt the field, had begun calling her old neighbors down into the lake with her. With the help of the locals, Lauren was able to put the spirit to rest. Most of the corpses were able to be returned to their tombs, but not all of the tombs could be reassembled. Lauren brought a piece of one mystery tomb as a souvenir, which gives us Banishing and False Life, plus 25 max endurance, minus 25 health. Not very good. Accuracy against spirit, not bad. AKA Self-Fodder. Although I really do like the quests, because they give you something kind of neat. Like the stories and stuff. 3 days until this guy's done, and then 3 days until that's done too, so we're also waiting on that. Hey,
Back
Frick.
to warm your hands, eh? What can I do for you?
Yeah, I'd like a room.
Quality bear.
You know what? I can pay $100. Why not? And
Back to
give
warm
it.
your hands, eh? What can I do for you?
I would like.
Nothing like.
Do you have camping supplies? Excellent. I will take that. Good sir. 100 per encounter. I can use that resonator 100 times per encounter. That's a lot of times. Why didn't they just say infinite? Oh well. Yeah. It's like quite warm in Calgary today. For Calgary, I mean there are definitely warmer places in the world, but it's pretty warm for Calgary currently. And I was out doing like a work thing today. We had like a work lunch, afternoon type thing. But I am burnt. I definitely know I can feel it. I can already feel the pain coming on because I have the worst skin for sun. I'm developing already my lobsterish hue, which is good. It's going to be awesome. I'll be reddish tomorrow and today actually. I'm probably reddish right now. Sun does not agree with my very fair skin. My fair computer
Sharp eyes.
tan skin. But I've been drinking water like all day. It's so. Ishta's voice makes a terrible screeching noise. The compass points west. Okay.
Easy does it.
Well, we can go west. We can go to western towns. Though I think this is a cliff. There's a bridge over there, though. Help! Somebody help me! Okay. Help, please, I'm down here! Standing on a narrow outcropping far below the edge of the chasm, a villager waves his arms frantically. The villager is stuck well without a reach, and the uneven slick surface of the chasm would prove difficult to climb by hand. Rope and grappling hook. Silene has a solid grasp of knots and steps forward to secure the line around her waist. The trapman presses himself against the chasm wall. Please hurry, the ice is starting to crack. Looking down, you see another smaller ledge further up along the side of the chasm, but it's close enough to jump to. It might not be able to support your weight. We're jumping it. In a fit of daring, you leap into the chasm. You land hard, and the snow-covered outcropping shifts dangerously underfoot, but you're able to stabilize yourself. On the ledge, you take a moment to survey your surroundings. Several sections of the cliffside below you appear to be comprised of thin sheets of ice, like windows set into the side of the chasm. The thin ice is pocked with air bubbles, and moving too quickly across the surface could cause it to shatter. Repel. You take a firm hold of your rope, give it a few tugs to ensure it's still held fast, and leap away from the ledge. You're making a good distance when you find yourself swinging boots first towards what appears to be a thin sheet of ice. Your feet crash through, and a clutter of icy shards comes crashing down. You hear the villager yelp in alarm as he tries to move out of the way. As you tug yourself free of the small hole you made in the icy wall, you feel the wind begin to pick up. The freezing gusts tug fiercely at your clothing, howling past you. Press on. You cling to the cliff, but the cold numbs your fingers, and one especially powerful gust finally rips you from the cliffside. The rope jars painfully against your sides as it's drawn taut. You come to a lurching halt. You secure your footing against the chasm wall and continue down. At last, you come within arm's reach of the trapped villager. He reaches out towards you. You grab hold of the man and hoist him up. He wraps his arms around you, securing himself against your back. Sections of the ridge begin to crumble away into the darkness below. Passenger in tow, you begin your ascent. With every upward movement, the man on your back cries out in pain. You can feel his grip on you loosening. But keep hold on with one hand. You try and keep hold of the man, but your progress up the cliff slows to a near crawl. As you struggle to keep climbing, you finally give way to fatigue and release him to focus on the ascent. The man's grip continues to weaken. Just as you near the top, he suddenly slips from your back, plunging into the abyss below. You hear the man screams long after he has plunged into the gloom. After a few moments, a sickening crack echoes up the chasm. Oh, I make my way back to the top. Well, I tried, but he died.
They won't see me coming.
We gave it a solid attempt, guys. We're now cruel and aggressive 3, which is good because our defenses are... Why is my deflection so low right now? Maybe because I'm not in combat and I don't have all my little buff. Whoa! 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 Oh.
Stench. Even worse when dead. Gut him and bring him.
Right. So, there are a lot of ogres. That being said, Craig ogres aren't really strong, but fighting them out in the open like this is a really dumb idea. We could kill some oozes and spirits, I guess. Yay, petrify. Everyone shoot that one. And then you heal everybody.
Not quite.
Come on, kill that one. Oh, there we go. Bitter Spirit number 2.
Yes.
Alright. Easy enough. We could go up and into the battery, but we'll do that in a minute. How are you fatigued? Oh, you did all the climbing, right? What's fatigue give you? -10 accuracy and some endurance loss. You know what? That's fine. We can deal with that. You know, we should just go fight the ogres. They're not that hard. We can tentacle them. Who cares?
Silence surrounds me.
We'll pull them back to the tentacles, though. That's just a better idea.
I'm here.
Yes. Ulu. Then.
Okay. Holy crap, she got just nuked. Time to get her back up.
Go down so we.
Why are you not down here? Okay. That was a terrible time for those to go away. Okay, now we should have cannoneers to take care of, and one enchanter, I guess, technically. That was a brutal shot to the face for my poor mage. He'll be fine though. He's taken worse. Dead ogres everywhere. We got a garnet. Cool. Now, what was going on here?
Silence surrounds me.
They killed some Lagafaith, but there's a cave. Ister's device points directly at the cavern entrance. Of course it does. Why wouldn't it? This isn't the dragon, right? I don't think so. Because we're not doing the dragon yet. I don't remember this cave. What do your broken ribs give you? -4 constitution. That's fine. Okay. Scroll meditation, alright. Or mediation, or I didn't really read it. Legufaith. Any broodmothers, or just straight up Legufaith? Normal Legufaith, not so bad. Broodmothers, pretty bad. Frost oozes. And more Legufaith.
What is it?
That's not what I wanted to do. Everybody over here.
Well,
You there,
Hey
you
there.
there. I'm just gonna use this. You are gonna watch against flanking.
Hmm?
You guys bundle in here. Let's go do a pull. Of that frost ooze.
That's for my friends.
I don't think it's gonna even make it to us.
That one hit true.
the longer we walk, the more lightly you'll have to sleep.
That doesn't make any sense. Oh shit, that is actually really blocked off.
Well,
Alright. So we have many Legufaith friends. Any broodmothers, that's all I care about. No? Okay. I mean, yeah, the other ones are kind of toughish, but nothing compares to the broodmothers in terms of raw strength. No one's flanking us, so we can probably get our wolf in here.
what is it? No prisoner!
And that's going to be the end of the fight there. I don't see that red fin lasting very long. Alright, moving on. I think we cleared this whole place out. Directly at a spot in the cavern wall. Where? Right there? White Adra gems. My journal has been updated. Yeah, she will be interested to hear all these results. I think she will be. I would be. Because we got some free Adra gems and somebody leveled up. It is our rogue! Our rogue leveled up! Let's get 11 mechanics. She doesn't use melee. Although Reckless Assault is pretty amazing. That accuracy and damage increase is so good. And if we end up respeccing her for melee eventually, which I don't think we're going to do, but if we ever do, Reckless Assault is pretty much one of the most ideal things you can get. Hmm. What do I want? Death blows is pretty good. Or persistent distraction. Oh, she'll never contribute to flank though. So I guess death blows probably. Yeah. Gives us a little bit extra damage in certain situations, which is actually gives us a lot of extra damage in certain situations, which is good. Let's go outside. Back out to the battery? I think so. And actually we're a little bit over time, so we're going to end the video here. Assuming we don't immediately die from coming out of the cave. I forgot to... I should have gone out the main entrance, but whatever. Oh, we already cleared out this area. Yeah, cool. We haven't actually gone up to the battery yet. So in the next video, we're going to turn in that quest and then go up to the battery itself. Like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time.